What's up, folks? It's Fozzie here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an absolutely amazing day, evening, whatever time you're watching this. Today, we're going to be looking at a 250,000 coin meta hybrid team. I've done some differently priced hybrids in the past, over the past couple of weeks, especially with Christmas. New people getting the game, all that good stuff. And they were still meta, but they were that little bit more unique. This time, I want to take a look at what some players will be a generic meta hybrid. Like if you have 250k, and you want to build the best team possible using all of those coins, then this is what you get. Now, I will note, like when we're doing these squad builders, because we're working with just like 250,000 coins and nothing else, we aren't accounting for if you have a player already untradeable or if you have some stuff you can sell. It's basically if you have 250k and you have to spend the 250k, what is the best team you can get. So I think I came up with a really nice hybrid option where everyone's on 10 chemistry except for 2 players on 8, which is fine. So guys, let me know down below what you think of it. First of all, is there anything you would change? If you do try the team out, let me know how you go on. I know some people try them. It's always really nice just to get the feedback on how they felt it was. So we'll jump into it now, guys. If you do enjoy the video, please do leave a like, and it's greatly appreciated. Just helps support the channel, helps the algorithm, all that good stuff. And if you're new around here, please do hit the subscribe button. We're on the way to try and hit 1,000 subscribers, so we meet that target for the YouTube partner program. Supporting the video the past couple of weeks has been great. I just really appreciate it. So let's jump into the actual video now and look at the players and their prices. So as I did the last time, I will go through and chat about who they are while I'm out of them, rather than just flicking across. You know, keep it interesting. And we'll kick things off with the goalkeeper, and then it'll be kind of obvious where we're going to go from there. So you can spend 35,000 coins in this guy. And it's Mr. Donnarumma. For me, best goalkeeper in the game this year. Rather broken. Obviously, he got the big boost. I think it was an 85 last year. Got the big boost in 89. He's 6'5", so he's got that presence in game. He's younger than me, which makes me feel bad. 3-star weak foot, so he can distribute okay with 79 kicking. But it's the reflexes, the diving, and the position. He's just an absolute unit. You put a glove on him or a basic on him. He's 35,000 coins. You can save like 5,000 coins or so and get Navas. But for me, Donnarumma is that bit more broken. His animations are nuts. So here, obviously, we have a hybrid, so we're going to get strong links in here. And we'll go for the cheaper option first, who is 8,000 coins in the market right now. And it is Kimpembe. He's featured in a couple of squad builders so far. He's probably the most hated centre-back this year because he is just broken. If you think back to, say, like Eder Militao and Joe Gomez as of last year, this is this Kimpembe card. He's the 83 card that's better than he should be. He's left-footed, which is really nice, so you can play him on the left-hand side of the 2 centre-backs. Medium-high, which is perfect work rate, 6'2", which I think is kind of spot on for what you want for the centre-back, because then with the decent dribbling for a centre-back, he feels quite good. The strength and the aggression are the 2 big things for him, along with already having good pace, because when the aggression's that high, there's like that just extra bullishness in game. So for 8,000 coins, it's really hard to beat. And with it being a hybrid, it's probably very easy to guess the next 2 players as we go. The next one, you're going to spend a little bit more money, and it's on Marquinhos. And I think compared to the start of the game, he isn't as overpowered anymore. But when you're wanting to build a hybrid, a hybrid like this, I think he's still the best option for the coins. Obviously, he's got the good work rates as well. He's right-footed, so you play Kimpembe on the left, Marquinhos on the right. 3-star, 3-star. The skill moves don't matter too much, but it just makes him feel a bit nicer on the ball. 3-star weak foot, so his passing won't be too bad. His defending stats are kind of like auto defending, but he doesn't have the physicals. Now, some people will put a shadow on him to try and get like the max pace, but for me, I'd be putting an anchor to up the aggression and the strength, because his defending is really good, and like say 86 pace with him and then a fast Kimpembe beside him will still be fine. So that's like this basically. Why I like this combination for starting a hybrid is, yes, Donnarumma is quite pricey as a keeper, but then I think you're paying like what 35,000 coins across Kimpembe and Marquinhos. It's 70k in total to get this trio. But what this means is you can literally use this as your core, and you can build anything you want, anything else. So we're obviously going to show you the rest of the team now. But if you play with this team, maybe you want to make 1 or 2 changes, you only like maybe half of it and want to switch out the rest, you can do so easily whilst keeping this core trio. So we'll look at the right back next, and I don't think it's going to be too much of a surprise. I don't have them as high up the ranks in regards to like the best right back in the game as others. I think there are some stronger options, but for the price now, Hakimi is so like good for what he gives you in game. He's now 10,000 coins. He was mad expensive at the start of the year. He's obviously got promo cards. which you guys can use, like an inform and the one to watch. 3-star, 4-star. I think the weak foot before Adam was such the big issue with him. He was 2-star weak foot. So obviously that's nice. He's high medium, which is solid work rates. He's got the solid player, dives into tackles outside of the foot shot. His pace is great. His defensive awareness is lower. Most people put an anchor on him for the strength and aggression. I think his pace is good as it is. So if you're not reliant on getting that pace to 99, maybe try Sentinel, get the defensive awareness up to 85, and then just get that extra strength and aggression sort of boost because it focuses fully on the defending and the physical. But again, 10k for that card it's hard to beat, especially on our hybrid. And there is like for example, we've got the Headliners Klaus SPCs out at the minute. You can complete that if you want. There's the Atal, both his 84 inform and his 85. What's the promo called? Signature signings card. There's that. There's also the Road to the Knockout Traore, who's an 87. So there are other options here, depending on how you want to build your team. And then when we move over to the left back, who I have used twice, or I say twice, I mean in 2 different teams this year. He's not as overpowered as he was in previous years, but it's Ferland Mendy, and I think he's cheaper this year now that Varane's not in the league. He's still 9,000 coins, or 8,900 if you want to be precise. He's got the 5-star weak foot, which is the big thing, and 4-star skill moves, which is nice for the fullback. He's high, and he's got good pace. This is why he for so long he's on everyone, like so many people's teams for such a long time, because he's got the stamina, he's got the weak foot, the skill moves. And everything else is just okay, and he's got the pace. And then obviously he's French, and beforehand when Varane was at Real Madrid, it was a perfect link. So obviously you could basically put those 2 in, and Mendy would be on full chem regardless, and Varane's pretty fine for chem too. So that's our backline, and it is, I would say, a generic backline. You'll see we change things up a little bit more when it gets into the attacking side of things, but I think this is still, this backline keeps you solid for whatever you want to build. Now we'll go from the left defensive midfielder. And I will note, I think there's a total of 5 position changes required for the squad. They shouldn't be crazy expensive. You might have some in the club. It can increase the price slightly. What I will note is if you maybe get, like, say, the loyalty and the manager on some of them, you don't need to do all the position changes. But Gravenberch is going to be our defensive midfielder here. I really like the look of his Road to the Knockout card. I've used it once or twice in draft, and it's been really solid. He's got the pace. His defending is a bit all over the place stats wise, but he's got 80 defensive awareness and 84 interceptions, which is kind of the main thing. Dribbling, his reactions are a bit low, but for like a box-to-box DM, it's not too bad. He can distribute the ball, and if he gets into the box, he can finish. He's got the outside of the foot shot, and he's a 4-star with medium. He's a really, really good card for 38,000 coins. And for how many Eredivisie cards there are, this is fantastic. We're actually going to have a video tomorrow. I'm not go into too much depth in it now, but it's basically how good of teams you can build essentially for free or for very cheap this year, and he will be featuring in it. So I love him as a defensive mid, and we're going to slot him in, and he helps us get links elsewhere, and he is going to be one of the players that is on 8 chemistry along with Mendy, who plays on 8 chemistry. Everyone else gets full 10 chemistry, so there's nothing to worry about. So we'll look at the other, I'll say the person who's going to play centre defensive mid but isn't going to be our other defensive midfielder. This is where those position changes come in. He is going to play, it depends on your formation, and we'll look into the formations at the end of the video, but it's going to be the Claude Maurice, and you will have 2 options for this card if I can find him on the list. Here he is. So for his promo cards, he has fire and ice, and for me, I think the 5 physical for how he's going to play is much more useful than the 5 defending. So I go for the fire version here, which is 41,000 coins. He's a medium, 4-star, 3-star, 5'9", really nice agility, really nice pace player. His reactions are low, something to keep in mind. He does have outside of the foot shot trait. He, for me, you're going to want to use him as either like a cam, but that you're not relying on too much to shoot. Obviously, you can put a dead eye on and fix the shooting a little bit, but it's either going to be a cam who's there to pass and just sort of be used as a pivot in the game, or you're going to play him as like an attacking centre mid in a 3 centre mid setup. But say we'll look at the formations in a little bit. But he's here because honestly, for the budget, there's not many other options if you want to spend the entire budget. Now the other sort of midfielder though, or centre mid we're going to have in, if I can get to it, he's going to offer us 2 strong links, which are very, very key for the squad building and getting full chemistry. It's going to be Frankie de Jong. He is obviously, he's 87 rated, so he's still good. But he's slowly getting behind the power curve. He's someone that if you're building this team, obviously it's the 13th of January here as I'm recording. If you're building this team anytime in January, he will do the job. After that, like, he'll be fine for starting things out, but you'll probably want to upgrade him as quickly as possible, the same as the right mid that we'll look at in a second. Like, he's high medium, which isn't as ideal for a DM, but you can sort of work with it. But he's got really nice dribbling and passing, and he's just got decent defending stats and nice stamina. Most people put an anchor on him. You can put a shadow on if you want, but he's going to be essentially alongside Gravenberch. You can pick and choose who you want to be your DM. Maybe you play Gravenberch as a DM, but he can also finish. It'll be personal preference, and they obviously link together. So De Jong, he comes in. He on the market is 20,000 coins, kind of because of fodder prices now, and that's all there is to it. Now, we've got the left mid, the right mid, and the striker to go. We'll go with the right midfielder first, and I've mentioned already that we're getting strong links here, so you might be able to predict, but it's going to be Dembele. And he's the other player that I will say you probably don't want lingering in your team for too long this time around. He's got really good pace, and this is the thing with Dembele. He's got really good pace. He's 5-star, 5-star. So people can kind of always get away with using him just because he's quick, and if you can green time, or if you just get in a good position, because obviously he's got nice dribbling as well, he will do your job. I will say, like the other cards I mentioned, he's not as overpowered this year. His previous goal cards, I'd say till April, would still be stupidly broken. But this one is good. You can use him in your team. I will say he is very much just a pace outlet out wide that you're going to be using. You're not going to rely on him to, like, he's just pace, and his stamina is not great, so you will have to sub him off. But he's just that bit broken in game. It is how it is. And when he's coming in much cheaper this year than before, he's 2,500 coins. When you're on this budget and you just need a fast, wide player that can get your better players involved, he just does the job, especially in regards to getting the links in. The left midfielder is a little bit different. A player who I've not had a lot of time to play with, and that's been just because we're testing different players, but I did get some game time with him, and I've watched different reviews of people playing with him, and it's going to be the Danjuma Road to the Knockout card. The upgrade he's had from the 76 to the 87 is just nuts. He's a 4-star, 4-star, high medium, right footed. So what you can do here, along with Dembele, depending on how you like to play, if you want to cut inside and shoot, like on the finesse, then you can use Danjuma on the left, Dembele on the right. But if you prefer to run down and just smack in crosses, swap Danjuma and Dembele in game, and you'll be fine because they'll be on the preferred foot for the crosses. And he's just a very good card. He's got great stamina. He'll last the whole game. His dribbling is nice overall. The reactions and composures are getting is at a point where it's maybe not what you want, but it does the job. His passing is actually very good. It's the free kick actually that brings it down. He has stunning curve and shot power, and also long shots. The long shots are good. So overall, when he's on the market right now for 40,000 coins, I think it's very good bang for buck. He doesn't have finesse shot, but he does have flair. But I think along with the good long shots and the good shot power and curve, he'll still be able to cut inside and hit those shots if you want, or just finishing in general. Very, very nice card. So he goes into the team, and he obviously gets a strong link with basically he links with everyone that he's with. He gets soft links to Gravenberch and Mendy, strong link from De Jong, which gets De Jong onto the full chemistry as well. And finally, we have a striker who I think is still one of the most underrated strikers in the game, and it's Correa. He has his Fire and Ice card, but we're not going for either of those. We're going for the Inform because it's 23,000 coins in the market, which I think is a steal. How good this card is, especially when you compare how similar it is to the Ice and Fire cards, which are 100k. Yes, there is a difference, and that's why there's like the price difference, and Team of the Weeks are more accessible. But you just put a hunter in this card, and you're good. His composure still isn't there, but everything else in the dribbling it's hard to beat. Stamina is solid with good strength and aggression for a striker, especially a striker like this who is smaller. I think he's 5'7". You just put a hunter on him, gets the pace right up there close to 99. The shooting's maxed out. He can play a pass with short passing. He's got good vision and curve. And the dribble is good. He's a very, very good striker for 23,000 coins, and you could see there even on the what the other cards are like. So this is it. I know right now, guys, it's showing that there's 88 chemistry, and there's a couple of players off. I will flick over to Footbin here in a second so I can show you how it lines up in game with the full chemistry to show that it actually does happen, because I know some people might not believe me on that. And then we'll discuss some of the formations you can play with the personnel. Okay, so real quick on the price. When I priced this out, it was 245,000 coins. I don't know if it's just because 6 PM content's right around the corner, if there's been leaks or whatnot. It's gone up 10k. It was 245,000 coins, and I priced it, left a 5k sort of buffers for some of the chem style cards you might need to buy. Obviously, I price my stuff on Xbox because I'm on Xbox. It's a little bit pricier on PS5. This is how it plays in game. So basically, when you look at this, Mendy's off cam and Gravenberch is off cam. Buying, I don't know how bad it is to get a Dutch manager this time, but last year it was tough to get a Dutch manager. You either want a French manager assigned to Eredivisie or you want a Dutch manager assigned to La Liga. Koeman's probably the easiest choice here because with being take him off Eredivisie, his preset this year will be to the La Liga Santander for managing Barcelona, obviously before Xavi came in. So you put him in, goes to 8 chemistry, everyone else is on 10. You are absolutely laughing. This is a really, really solid team for 250k. So if you are just flat 250k liquid, nothing else in the club, there you go. Obviously, if you do have some other players in the club, you can adjust this accordingly. But you've got like a core triangle of Marquinhos, Kimpembe, Donnarumma. You do have strong links coming in from De Jong, Danjuma, and Dembele. But as I said, you probably want to try and get Dembele out. I would try to keep Correa in and then work your way up to one of his fire or ice cards because he is just a good striker. But, you know, it's hard to beat. In regards to lining up in game, I feel like you want to go for one of these 4-3-3 varying formations. For me, the 4-3-3-5 is really strong this year. Not to just push my own videos, but I posted an updated custom tactics for it on Monday. But this would be genuinely one of the ones I'd use for this system. Mainly because I'd probably play it like this, because De Jong's got the least shooting, if you will. Correa there is a centre forward. He helps us getting the wingers involved. Claude Maurice is on get forward. So is Gravenberch. And you're just laughing. Jong's there as the DM. If you like the 4-2-3-1, you can use it in this system. I would just be wary of who you're going to use as your central cam. Obviously, Gravenberch and De Jong can play as the DMs. Danjuma is going to be out wide. You're sort of picking between Claude Maurice and Dembele for the central cam. Probably go with Claude Maurice and let Dembele be pace out wide, but you need to boost Claude Maurice's shooting and just be aware that it might not be like the perfect shooting. So there's a few different options in regards to the formations you want to play, guys, and I think it's a really good team. Let me know what you think down below, if there's changes you'd make, if there's certain players you don't like seeing in there. But yeah, all the support on the channel is greatly appreciated. Hit the like button and help like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Help us try to reach 1,000 subs. And that's me for today. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.